Yo, what's going on, guys? Trey back again here to bring you another video. Got a quick moment before I start work today to do a video. This one's going to be talking about UFC 146. We've got not a co-main event, but we've got a good fight on the card. It's going to be the first fight in the UFC for Antonio Bigfoot Silva, and he's going to be facing Roy Big Country Nelson. So, very good news that Bigfoot's finally in the UFC. I really think that he is a top 10 heavyweight. I think he's just a monster. I think anybody who fights Bigfoot, you know, they've got their work cut out for them. I mean, the guy's head is like this big, his jaw's like that. I mean, his reach is ridiculous. I mean, he's just a monster. He's just a monster of a man. And black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's got decent boxing. He's not too. Usually, bigger guys like that are very uncoordinated, very unorthodox in the way they move and everything. But he's got pretty good movement, pretty good speed for being so big. Sometimes he has gotten caught, like against Cormier there, where he got snapped with that. Was it a right hand that broke Cormier's hand? I think so, on that big chin. And so he's not that slow. A lot of bigger guys are really slow, but he's not that slow. I mean, he can get caught, and the same thing could happen to him against Big Country. But I think in this fight we're going to see Bigfoot take this. I think Big Country is just he entered in the UFC, and I think he thinks he's better than he is. I don't think Big Country's ever been a top 10 heavyweight, and I don't know if he ever will be. I mean, he's going to lose weight and that kind of stuff for the fans. He's going to try to cut down, but how's he going to do against a guy like Bigfoot who's so much bigger than him? I mean, there's a weight class difference here. Bigfoot is a super heavyweight, and Roy Big Country, in terms of muscle mass and in terms of his body, in terms of useful weight, is a 205 fighter. That extra fat that he puts on him is just weight. I mean, it's just weight so that the other guy has trouble moving him because he's got extra weight on him. But it's not going to help with his the kinetics of his body. It's not going to help with him being able to move other people. It's just I mean, you can put, like sumo wrestlers put on as much weight as possible to push forward. So I mean, I guess weight does help in that capacity, but I think we can all agree that muscle weight is more useful than fat weight. And I think that against Bigfoot, Bigfoot's just going to be too big. He's going to be too skilled because he's got the jiu-jitsu, so Big Country's not going to be able to take him down and submit him. This is probably going to turn into a stand-up war, and I got to pick Bigfoot Silva in this fight, hands down. I think that Big Country could catch him with a right hook, like he has with a lot of guys. I just think that against Bigfoot, he's just too big. He's just too strong, and Roy could use his speed and do well that way, but I still have to go with Bigfoot. I mean, the guy's just such a monster. He's skilled. If Bigfoot uses his wrestling and takes Big Country down, it'll be similar to what happened with Fedor. Because these lighter heavyweights now, like Fedor, Big Country, these guys who probably should cut down and fight at 205, change their training to fight at 205, are going to be facing these huge heavyweights like Bigfoot, who are basically, I think Bigfoot's like 285, 290 pounds, cuts down to 265 for the fight. It's going to be tough to fight a guy who's that big with skill. Very excited to see Bigfoot in the UFC, and I personally think that the Fertittas and Dana White just don't like Roy Big Country Nelson because they keep giving him brutal opponents like JDS. Who else has he fought? It's going to be Bigfoot, Fabricio Verdum. I mean, yeah, it just. I don't know. I think that Roy Big Country, I think they can keep him around in the UFC because it's nice to have a big heavyweight division, but I think that he's definitely never going to be on top or even close. I don't even think he'll be in the top 10 pretty soon. Once they start, once they get all those guys from Strikeforce, Cormier and Barnett, that will push a lot of the guys out of a couple guys out of the top 10. And yeah, we're seeing Strikeforce taking over the UFC heavyweight division. I called this years ago. Everybody, was like, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I did a video talking about which has the better heavyweight division, Strikeforce or the UFC, and I went with Strikeforce. And we're going to see if that's true. I mean, we're going to see Alistar against JDS, and Fabricio Verdum is in probably top 5 right now. So, Barnett and Cormier move in, and man, that's the best heavyweight division in the world, no question about it. That's it for this video, guys. I got to go. See ya. Peace.